Hi, my name is Dima and I'm glad to see you on my YouTube channel Competent Programming. And today we're gonna do a to-do list using JavaScript, CSS and HTML. It's gonna have few features. Them changer, for this we're gonna use CSS variables, and it would be possible to have light and dark them. Also, we can add new item, see the amount of items in our list, but only active items. Uh, we have possibility to filter this list by active or completed, or see all items, and also we can clear completed. So make sure that you subscribed on my channel and press like and notification button, and let's do it this. So let's start from our HTML. I already have here them dark class, so by default our them will be dark. The next thing that we're gonna add our header. Here we should have h1 tag, and to have our app name. Also we will have here div block with class them block, and here we're gonna put our input, type checkbox, name them, and ID them. Also we put here our label, so it will be our them changer. The next item will be our main block. Here we will have the whole part of the app. So first item will be add new item class. Here we will have this item. For this we will need span icon, input type text, create a new to-do placeholder, create to-do, name add item, and the same ID. Okay, we already have something. The next thing should be the list of our items. For this we will put here section, class content, and we will have ul li, and each li should have label, list item. It's not working properly. Okay, li label, and each label should contain input, checkbox, name, to do item. The first one by default will put like checked. Then because we need like a custom checkbox, for this we're gonna use here span, and it will have class checkmark. And also we need span class text, so we can have the styles when once our to-do item is completed, we can add style text decoration line through for our text. For this, gonna do the next span text and have another copy of this. Remove here checkered. And have here text1, text2, text3. Okay, it's gonna be our list of to-do items. Let's add bottom information. For this we create tag bottom. Bottom items. So we have here a class flex from row, because all items in one row we can use it. All items will be aligned by center and space around between them. So here we have items left on 3, 2, put it here for now, 2 items left, items left. The next will be our filters. Should be in the span this and after text. So the next block filter should have also class flex row, because all items here going in one row. Then we will have here, because it's a filter, they must be like to be an input, but it's not a checkbox, it's a radio button, so one of them is checked. Let's add them. Label, we don't need for here, input, type radio, and because it's radio button they should have the same name, so like filter, and this one we put it like checked, and we need here an ID for each of them, because we need to filter our to-do items. We need somehow to know which item is active. For this we will put ID, and each of them will be active, and we can define what to do. So first of them will be, actually we need 3 of them. 1, 2, 3. All active completed. All active and completed. And here is the same. For each filter item and all. What we have? Okay. Text, them, fine, fine. And the last item that we need to add, clear completed. So we need to clear all completed items. Clear completed. Okay, seems that's it with HTML. One main thing that we're gonna use here is CSS variables. It's a not so new thing, but it doesn't work in Internet Explorer, so take care where you're gonna use it. The main thing about them is that you can define a variable. Basically, they use in the root, and the way to define it, like double hyphen before the name of it, and for example red, and then you set up like color. And to use it, you need to define your property where you're gonna use it, for example color, and before use you put var and red. So red, like this. As you can see, all our flex row right now has color red. The place where you define the variable defines the scope of usage. So usually they define it in root, but in our case we're gonna define them in our classes, then we're gonna put on our body, because we have different styles for different thems. So for example, we have them dark and them light. So let's define two our classes, and another one will be them light. So that's it with variables. Let's start using some of them. First of all, we create body styles here. We need to define the main styles for our app, and font color will be 400, the font size 18 pixels, line height 1, and the font Jose Fin Sans, here sans serif. Ground will be, we just used our variables main background. Background size will be cover. It should be a background color, and background we need to use here our variables background top image. And color, font color. And not cover contain, like this. Good. So then we need to define some styles for each of our main items. What I mean, header, main, and bottom items. Yeah, it's header and main. So it will be header and main. Max width gonna be 550 pixels, and we should align it on the center. For this we're gonna use margin property, 0 out, yeah, on the center. Okay, the next thing that we're gonna do it's define the styles for to do. Each one 800 size 2.5 rem, white, and the spacing half rem. Let's style our them button. This we're gonna use, we need to hide a checkbox. Them. Then we them block them use before we show the icon for our them block. So URL address, what is it? It's a sun. If not checked, it's the sun icon. Display block width 26, height 26, and cursor pointer. Okay, nice. And if our checkbox is checked, we need to show another icon. Okay, seems nice. Let's style our add new item. Actually, we could implement them switcher. For this, oh, it's better, yeah, it's better to do the styles right now, all, and then we just style all things. And header, we need to use our class xrow. Yeah, but for header we need header justify content space between, so each item will be on site. Okay, let's add styles for add new item. We need background will be other. Gonna use our property background to do background. Then it is 65 pixels. It's also display flex. Border radius 5 pixels. Padding. What do we need here? Padding. Okay. Let's style our input. Add item ID we have here. Add item. Background we need transparent. For color we use our another one variable, font color. Then border 0, outline 0. To remove things when you don't need it. Width 80%, height 50 pixels, and we need to define here a font because it's an input item, so styles and body doesn't work here. Okay, looks good. The next step will be to show this rounded icon. For this we can item, it's not clickable anything, but actually we can add click property on this span, and when we click add new item too. So let's do this. Span width 25, height 25, border pixels solid. Here we're gonna use font color variable. And where is it? Item span. Font colors. Simple mistake can ruin everything in our life. The next we're gonna style our list. For this we will need for our content section some styles. To do background. Okay. Border radius 5, and I need here to have box shadow. Here we have some box shadow. Let's add I'm gonna use it to do shadow. So let's style our list. I need to reset the styles for the list. Okay. Need to add here some margin. Okay. Then for each the item gonna have min height for it should be the same as for add item, so 65 pixels. Border bottom 1 pixel solid, the same as for font, I would say. Yeah, the same as for font color. And then each Lee should have class flex roll, right? Yeah. To align item on the center of it. And edit for this one. Also, we need to style our checkbox. For this, we hide our native checkbox. And show custom one. So label. Sure that we need something for this. Let's wait. We have a check mark for custom checkbox. To set here position relative, padding from left side. Okay. Need here 4. The difference between them, I mess up somewhere. Because we have the same name for them. But actually we don't need. No. I've broke something. Something weird happened. The label. Okay. I see. Okay, much better. Fail. Another one. Okay, so for the styles we need to add here 35 pixels. And then check mark position absolute. Top -5, left 0, height 25, width 25. It's gonna be here, and checkbox, and the siblings check mark. Gonna use border pixels solid, and here our font color and border radius 50%. Okay. Also some difficult thing here that we have, that hover effect. As you can see here, once mouse over, border has background. Not trivial things to do, but we know the solution for this. Okay, so the next step here will be to define hover effect. For this we need border set to 0, padding 1 pixel, so our border will be visible. And here for linear gradient, use this background. Here, remove this one. And however, we have such thing, but we need a white circle inside of it. So once it hover, we're doing before, and put here the white circle. It's 23, the radius 50%. Background we set the same as what to do. And display block. As you can see, looks great. The next step is when item is checked, we need to show check mark. So for this we do the next thing. Here check it, and background center URL images icon check. Now repeat and linear gradient. Check it. Yeah, doing Stalin. It seems I find out what was the reason. It's because we, for label, we have 4 attribute, and that's why it wasn't clickable. So let's finish with styles when our checkbox is checked. working as it should. So we need to put here pointer and no repeat for our icon. Seems good. And the last thing with this, it's for our text span we need to add text decoration line through. Once it's checked, text as you can see how it is. Seems good. Okay, let's finish with our bottom items. Also we need to remove this border. Yeah, let's finish with bottom items. Bottom items, justify content space between. Font size need height 65. Height 65. Let's hide this one. Better. So right now let's style filters, icons, input type radio, the same as for checkboxes to hide them, but we can't use display none because they wasn't clickable then. Filter label. Then filter label hover. What we need, color. We're gonna use another variable, font, color, hover. White. If this checked, we style span to the same font for both dark and light, so okay, seems good. Also, what I forgot to add, it's remove icon. We need it here. Let it be span. Background should be images, cross, no, repeat, it's 18, 18, opacity 0, because it's visible only on hover. Instead of this, we're gonna use display none. And when our mouse on the hover, gonna show remove icon. Position relative. Okay, we align it a bit later. Let's put for now 10 pixels. Good, good. And the last thing that we have, it's hover effect for clear completed. For this we're gonna use clear color var font color and clear over. And cursor pointer. Okay, seems we can start working on our JavaScript, but let's add here some better paddings. Let's start working on JavaScript. The first thing that we need to do is we're going to implement our them switcher. The easiest part, probably, but still we need to do it. So let's define our them element, document query, it's an ID, so we can get element by ID. It's gonna be them, and when we add event listener with click event, and once we clicked on it, we should do the following. We need to change the classes on our body. For this we do the next thing. We find the body element, body, and use class list property. We're gonna set the property of them. Depends on our status of checkbox. So if it's checked, we're gonna put them white. and if it's not checked, we put them dark. Should be this feature is working, but styles for this a bit weird. Highlight them. Let's check it later. What will be next? Next will be probably add new to-do item. Let's find add item. Have our checkbox input const new item input equal document get element by id add item, and we need to do next. Once we press enter here, we need to get the text of new item and append here a new to-do item. So to do this, we need first add event listener on our input to listen the key press event. Key press. Then we need here event to understand what button was clicked, and if event char code for enter it's 13 equal 13 and the value length them new item input value length more than 0, then we're gonna append here our to-do element. To do this, we're gonna create a function create new to-do item, for example, like this, and here we need a new item input value, not value but value. Here we'll need like this. So let's create this new function. Here we will have text, and to do this we need create our element document create element. It's gonna be the item with inner HTML, this part. It's gonna be Lee, and for element inner HTML will be, and let's use here template driven. Here we're gonna have something like this, and instead of item 1 it's not checked, and text should be our text like this, and then we need to find here where should we append it. We should put it into UL, so let's define here to do list equal document query selector content UL. Content, actually it's a class content UL, and we need to append it here to-do list, append element, and after that we will need to do several things. Let's check. Doesn't work. Script.js 16. Function, forget. It could happen. Okay, seems it's working in some way, but the one thing that we need to do here, once we added new item, we need update here account of items and clear the input. So let's do this. To clear items, to clear text, we're gonna create another but we don't need. Okay, new item input, but no, it's correct to do this here like this, and we're gonna create another fun. Let's check. Okay, seems works fine, and we're gonna create another function to update items count. And it's gonna be number on which we're gonna increase or decrease the count here. So what we need to do, let's define a variable here, items left. It's going to be document query selector, the name of it items left span, class items left span, and then items here we're gonna do items left inner but text equal items left inner text, but it's gonna be string. We need to convert it to number and plus number like this. And the next thing to do is to call it once we append elements here, update items count 1. Okay, 3, 4, 5. Perfect. Let's hide this out. 6. Okay. The next step will be to implement what? Remove. Let's do remove. Once we click icon remove, we need find out the parent of this icon and remove it. But also we clear completed, we will need here remove, so we just need to create one function which gonna remove item and decrease count on one. So for this we're gonna create independent function, remove to do item element, here lm remove, and update items count -1, like this. And we need to put this function as event listener on this. So for this we gonna need, let's remove to do item, we need put document add event listener on clear item, not document, query selector all. Do we need it? Yeah. Let's see. Query document, query selector all, clear, then for each item we're gonna put event listener, item event listener, click. Here for this item gonna call our remove to do item, but we need it to call for parent of clear element. So for this we need element event target parent remove to do item and call for event parent. Let's try like this. Clear. It's not clear. Let's remove. Why it's not working? Because let's print here our event. We have target, and parent of this target should be hourly parent element. Yes, parent element. Okay, but the one issue that we faced here is that we don't have this element yet. We can't put an event listener on just created item. So for this we need to do one trick. we need to set a global, so like to put even listener not on item but on parent of this, so for example on UL, and then just to check if the target is our remove icon, if the target class list contains remove, then we can get the parent of this target and remove it. So how to do it? We need to this event listener we put not on item but on document to-do list. Add event listener click, and if event target class list contains remove, then we're doing this check. Still working. If we added new, working too. Seems good. Okay, what next? Okay, we have 3 items, but here we need to calculate this too. Okay, what our next step? We can clear completed or what? Yeah, let's do clear completed items. For this we need once we click it, we need to find all checkboxes here. What's the class of it? Clear. So okay, document query selector clear. Add event listener click. And once we clicked, we need to do document query selector all. We need to find out each checkbox, list item and checkbox checked. This we do list item and input type checkbox checked, and for each of this item we need find out closestly. So for each of this we do in remove to do item closestly. It's looking for the closest parent. So For example, we're doing this and then clear completed. Nice. And for each we're doing -1. So okay. Let's also update the items left. How to do it? We just need to query selector all items left inner text equal document query selector all of these items but not checked lengths. Okay, 3, 2, working fine. Okay, the next and the last thing that we're doing here, it's to, why also do we have the styles like that? I'm not sure. Do we Lee? For Lee we need set a class name lm class list call list item. Let's use add. Let's check. Still wrong. List item we use for flex row. Okay, flex row. List item. Okay, nice. So right now let's work with filters. For filters, what we need to do? If all, we show all items. If active, we show the items which not checked, and if completed, we show with checked. So for this, we need to do a simple thing. We need document query selector all our filter items, put add event listener, it's for each, here item radio, for each of this radio we put event listener on change. Here element we need event, and once change happened we need to retrieve event target ID and to do some action. For this we create another function. Let's put here filter to do list items. And here we create function filter to do items. ID. And here, based on ID, we here wanna create a constant with all items. To do list query selector all, and based on this we're gonna switch ID, we're gonna do some action. Case if it's all, we're gonna break and then need default break. So we're gonna use switch statement, do not use if, else, etc. So switch is better, and also if we wanna just add another one filter, we need just add here another case. So active, and here we're gonna have completed. So if it's all, what we do, how we're gonna hide them? For filter we don't remove, we just hide them. So let's add some class hidden, display none, and if it's all, what we need to do for all items, for each item here, item class list remove hidden function, hidden class. So okay, if it's active, we also gonna have here for each, and if we need to find checkbox item query selector input checked, then gonna add class hidden, or remove class hidden, and almost the same for completed, but vice versa. So here we're just gonna have this. And here we need to call our function filter to do items, event target ID. Let's check if we have, let's put all checked by default. So if active, we should see just 2 of this. If completed, just 1 of them. Completed, clear completed, 0 active. Small issue here that we are seeing the items if filter is completed active. So we need to do the next thing here when we add in the classes. We need to do next. We're gonna find the active checkbox here. Input type radio, check it, and it's gonna be just 1 of them. Okay, what we're gonna have here? Okay, and if this equal completed, then element let's just do, we need for element class list add class hidden. Should be like this. Let's check. So add, fine, if completed. Okay, but they are here. Cool. So JavaScript part seems ready. The last things that need to do is to do some styles adjustment. I'm gonna do it fast. And our to-do list is ready. It has several features. One of them is theme changer, so it's possible to change them between light and dark. Also, we can add new item, mark item as completed, remove it, sort by status, filter by status actually. We also can see amount of items left, and we can remove completed. So I'm really happy that we did it. I hope you enjoy the video, and if you like it, leave a comment, like or dislike, depends on your opinion. Also, you could subscribe on the channel, and I would be really happy to see you in the next videos. Bye bye.